Hi Aries, welcome to Sugar Free. This is your weekly reading for week commencing Monday the 15th of October 2018. Hope you're well, wherever you are. Hope it's all going swimmingly. And let's see what we have for you. Hang on, I'll just complete this shuffle quietly. Okay, I'm going to do one more. One more. Okay. And one last cut. Okay, Aries, let's see what we get for you for week commencing 15th of October. Fool in reverse, the Lovers in the upright, and the Emperor in the upright. Okay, well, it looks like some inner discipline needs to be brought to bear on a situation where you are so busy trying to sort of decide whether you're in charge of what happens next or whether something outside of you is in charge of what happens next, that you're not actually moving forward into anything. That's what I see straight away on the table. We've got not moving forward into anything here. We've got issues around control and what is at the root of various choices and decisions that you can or have to make. And this is this confusion here is being brought to bear on this and is dragging this and stopping forward motion. The key to power in this is to oh sorry, Aries, is like just like pull your socks up, like just kind of in a sense get real, and I would say get very, very disciplined with yourself about I don't know, that phrase, you got to cut your coat according to your cloth, comes to mind. Something needs, this mace needs to be brought down on this situation and order created and or restored, because there's confusion here about whether choices about the future are in your hands or not. And I think on the one hand, there is a wish to feel like you do have all the choices and it's all in your hands and you can choose this or you can choose that you have the power to make the next move and decide what the next move is. There's sometimes you want to see it like that, and other times you want to see that you don't have any control over any of the circumstances that surround you and that are affecting you, and that you're being pushed from pillar to post by outside forces. And the fact that, so I've got to say it, this is what I see on the table, the fact that you're going from one to the other, and yet I've got control. Oh, it's all out of control, all out of my control. I'm being controlled from external entities, be they people, be it institutions, be it, you know, rules, systems, whatever. But I would say it's people. The fact that you're going from one to the other, kind of to suit. Don't like saying things like that, but that's what I'm seeing, is why there is no genuine forward motion. Because this, as the block or drain sitting in the middle, you know, the veil, the underbelly, the shadow sitting in the middle of the reading, really will be kind of one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back, or even one step forward, two steps backwards. Who knows? Because, you know, either in any given situation, and it might be one or the other in any given situation, but whatever's brought you here to this reading, there's something in play that you can't decide whether you've got the power or whether you are powerless, and that your next move will be down to some external agency, or whether you have the agency. And that means, in effect, nothing's going to move forward. And the key to power here is the Emperor in the upright, who basically needs to knock this into shape. Now, there is much that we have power over. There is much more than we could possibly really ever imagine that we have power over. And at the same time, there is a huge raft of stuff that affects us that we don't have any power over at all. And it's that serenity prayer, okay? And that's why he's sitting here in a very, very gruff voice saying, give me the strength to change the things I can change, the serenity to accept the things I can't change, and the wisdom to see the difference. that's what's here. It's a very gruff, authoritarian rendering of the serenity prayer required over this. And people often, I think, with the serenity prayer tend to focus because it's called the serenity prayer, so it's about the serenity. It's the bit about the serenity to accept the things I can't change. And there are many, many, many of those in life. But there's an equal force of stuff that we can change, that requires the courage to change the things that we can change. It's just the nature of what we can change and what we can't change is very different. Essentially, we can change what's inside us and we can't change what's outside us. We cannot make other people do what we want them to do. We cannot make institutions behave to us as we think they should. We can't. We have no agency there. But we can change pretty much everything about ourselves. Okay, so there's a lot that can be changed and a lot that can't be changed. The key thing, it should be called the wisdom prayer, because the key thing is the wisdom to see the difference. And that's what I'm getting from this dude here with his mace. It's like he's looking at all this and he's just waiting. He's waiting because I do think he's probably getting to the point where this mace needs to come down on this situation, because this is a kind of this is wasted energy here. Right, let's clarify the Fool in reverse. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. Well, this does speak to me of the great comfort there can be in taking this step forward. I'm in control. Step backwards. I don't control anything. Step forward. I'm in control. Step backwards. I don't control anything. Where do we end up when we keep doing that? Just sitting exactly where we are. But it looks to me like there is some familiarity there, some safety. We kind of know the score, and we don't then have to actually take responsibility for anything, because we're playing this game of shilly-shallying between having the agency and not having the agency, and it leaves us exactly where we are, and as I say, quite comfortable, sitting pretty, I would say. But the key to power here is the rapidly losing patience with this situation, Emperor in the upright. Right, let's see what we can get for the lovers. Okay, we get the Ace of Swords. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I can see from that why, or part of why, this little self-induced cabal, self-created cabal is in place, because there's real skill here in describing this to ourselves, just in our thoughts and in our words. And that's why it's going to take the authority of the fucking Emperor to like break this closed circuit open. because you know, this situation here with the Fool in reverse, held down by the Lovers here, by this matter of whether we have agency or whether we are the pawns of agency, the subjects of agency that is outside of us, is clearly extremely well established and very very familiar to us in terms of how we describe it. So it's going to take some real force here to break a hole in it, if that's what you want, Aries. Okay. Well, I've got the Two of Wands here. Beginning to think about doing things in a different way. Oh. Okay, now I just see. Here we have one hand holding the mace. That I really do think, you know, if he like just loses patience, he's going to stand up and smack that thing down on this situation that ain't going anywhere at the moment. One hand holding the mace, the other hand resting on the head of the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Okay, and here we've got one hand holding the wand that is the representation of worldly structure and projects. One of them is still bolted to the wall, so there's hesitancy here and a sort of wish to conserve something, but the other one is higher and has moved beyond this rather lovely embroidered decorated structure here. Sorry, it's not focusing. Come on, there we go. It's moved away. It's on top of it, straight up, literally straight up. It's on top of it, so there is movement out here. So one hand on the wand, the other hand holding the whole world, Aries. The whole world is out there if you have it, if you are motivated, if you have it within you to get out of your place of comfort with this and stop talking the talk that keeps you blocked and stops you moving forward. And it is about, you know, the wisdom to see the difference between what you can control and what you can't control. And ironically, I have found in my own experience is that accepting, having the serenity to accept the things you cannot change, actually enables you to move into a place where you can change things you would never have believed you can change. But it takes letting go of all the energetic work that goes into being cross about not being able to change things you can't change. Once you stop doing that and you employ serenity on those things, you then magically find yourself possessed of huge amounts of energy to change what you can change. Right, let's get one from the wild Kuan Yin. Okay, I see it. No, it is that one. Oh, good. Okay. Well, I thought there was another one hiding under it and it was going to be confusing, but there isn't. Oh, here she comes. We get... Come on, focus, don't be silly. Lady of Lhasa descends. Right, now, this is some amazing queen lady. Look at her on her magic bison, completely tame. She's coming down slowly, surely, and with majesty from the mountain kingdom of Lhasa, where she has been praying, meditating, and being worshipped. And she's come down to dispense her wisdom on the peoples of the plains. down from the mountain. So as I say, her progress is slow, and it does move from side to side with the movement of this animal that she is riding, or on which she is travelling, so I'll put it that way. But, you know, she's coming down. She's coming down. She is imbued with royalty, and yet she is humble. And likewise, the Two of Wands guy here is humble. They are both humbler versions of this, the Emperor in the upright, but the message is the same. New wisdom cannot be gained, Aries, by choosing when you are responsible for your life and when you are not responsible for your life. You either are or you are not. I'm going to leave it there. Am I going to leave it there? Because I don't think that's very satisfactory. No, I'm going to pull one more, and I'll just put this pack back together, and I'm going to pull one more from Kuan Yin, because I don't think we've got enough information there. It's too slow, and somehow it's too female as a satisfying end for this as the key to power. It's too slow, it's not decisive enough. Let's see if I can find something else. Okay, let's see what we get there. Okay, we get the little one rises. Right, what I'm taking from this, Aries, is that the little one, the child who is not responsible, now rises and becomes responsible. And I'm sorry, this is going to sound really harsh, but one cannot go through life picking and choosing when it's on us and when it's not on us. When what happens to us is because of us, and when what happens to us is because of some outside agency to suit, so that we can continue to sit on this throne. It's just not going to get us anywhere. The little one, the child who has no control, who has no agency, who has no responsibility, in the end has to rise. Right, I'm going to leave it there. If you're still with me, please like, please share, please subscribe. If you would like a private reading, the email address is in the description box below. Have a lovely week, Aries. Take care. All best. Bye-bye.